So let's get started with the quilt of a country, and I wanted to show you again how to find these texts. If you go to Student Core Resources, it looks something like this. It's going to be a little different, but Student Core Resources and then Ed, and this will take you to a login page. You go ahead and type in your credentials and you should get to your dashboard. From your dashboard you can use your assignments, or this text is in Unit 1, so A Quilt of a Country. So we looked at this yesterday, and today we want to look specifically at the types of evidence that Quindlen uses. In the first paragraph we notice that she has a quote. So make a note of these examples of evidence as she introduces them. We'll choose yellow for a quote or quotation. And then the second thing we see in this paragraph is crazy quilts. And this is an example. Let's choose blue for example. She's actually giving us a simile. The second paragraph introduces some other examples that we see in history. Slavery and sweatshops, burning of crosses and the ostracism of the other. Those would be examples. Yet again, in this paragraph, we see another quote. And although this is not attributed, you probably recognize this from one of our national anthems. So let's continue. We have another quote. Community added to individualism. Historians bemoan the ascendancy of a kind of prideful apartheid in America. This would be another example. This is a good passage to look at an anecdote. Anecdote. An anecdote is a personal story or a personal reflection or observation. So the author shares that she was the product of a mixed marriage across barely bridgeable lines, an Italian girl and Irish boy. So I'm actually get rid of this. We don't need that part. But you can see that she has shared her own personal story in this example, and that would be an anecdote. So we're looking for more and more of these as we go through. If you will, in each paragraph, find at least one. So I've done 3 paragraphs here for you, and I want you to continue that work, and in each paragraph find at least one example of evidence, whether that be a quote or a statistic or a fact or an anecdote. Regardless of what it is, find one thing in each paragraph, and you'll continue for paragraphs 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So one example per paragraph going forward. Make these annotations by highlighting and then selecting in text, make a note, and write what type of example it is. When you complete all of that, you should be able to view your notes and see them to the the right of the page. Make sure you can see that over here. I'm going to move out of the way. You'll see them here, right? All of the notes that you've made, and select all to print. You'll click that checkbox and print. And then what you're going to do is save this as a PDF. So it should come up, save as PDF, and you'll save that document, and let's call it 2.03 evidence in, I'll say, QoaC, quilt of a country. So evidence in QoaC. So this is what you want to then upload to today's assignment.